What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pal Block 106 for May 15th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, that retro code, Edward Varnell.
Doot. Hello, everybody.
There we go. Joining us for our first episode of the week, Jesse Douglas, the wise Wisconsinite.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
He's not a yellow square this week. Very excited. Man. So, Ed, remember last week when we were talking and there was a siren going off, and I I told people, hey, that's on my end, not yours.
Yeah.
Jeff thanked me for that today in a Facebook message. It was great.
Why?
Because he heard the siren and he didn't know if it was behind him or not, and then a second later I reminded him that it was behind him. And he thanked me. So, shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Nerds Gone Platinum. The third place podcast on Nerds Gone Rogue. I like to rub it into their faces that it's third place. So, behind only a couple downloads behind this show. But anyways, I'm trying to get this show on a Spotify too. I don't know if either of you use Spotify, but I'm trying to get this. And
I use it.
I don't.
I don't use it either, but whatever. I just use the generic podcast app on my phone. It works fine sometimes.
Well, yeah, I don't use it for podcasts. I just use it for listening to music, but that's it. Yeah, I just use Beyond Pod for podcasts.
I have an iTouch, so I have albums. So I just listen to the whole album when it comes to music. Pandora and all of the other stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pandora.
Well, I don't buy music anymore. I just got way too many like CDs and stuff like that. I don't. I just don't buy it anymore. So I just can spend whatever a month for Spotify, and I can basically listen to almost any album I want.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go and buy it. Because I support my artists that I love, and I support the people who produce it, and I love this. I love to hear the sound engineering, like how it's mixed and mastered. Because sometimes some albums they can sound good on your iTouch or whatever, but then you put the album in the car and it sounds like a raggedy mess. Like they didn't mix this right. You be like, what the heck did y'all do? Do this in Pro Tools and call it a day? No.
No, thank you. So, anyways, yeah. So I'm trying real hard. Nerds Gone Rogue's on Spotify, but that's because Podbean does it for us, and since none of these other shows are on a paid service, we got to do it the long written out way.
Around.
So it'll get there eventually, just not yet. So
that's how optional is. Once I posted the SoundCloud, it goes to everybody else.
Yeah. So it's gonna happen at some point. I just haven't gotten there yet. So sorry guys. It'll happen. But anyways, Ed. No, you know what, Ed? We're gonna start with Jesse. Is that all right with you? Jesse, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. I played a little of the Naruto trilogy that came out, kind of recently for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing that a little bit, and then I've been playing Zelda quite a bit, trying to beat a lot of the extra stuff for the DLC. So I've been working on a bunch of that stuff. I just beat like you had the one special thing where there was, I think, four shrines or something there was 4 areas that you had to clear out the guys with that special weapon that took your health all the way down to 1 star or something like that, or half heart. And so but when you'd attack with it, you'd kill any enemy in 1 hit.
Yeah.
So I did that and cleared all those out and beat all the shrines in that. And then I forget what I'm doing now. There was one of the other things. Oh, I think the last thing I did was find the white horse, and bring that, where you had to find the royal horse or whatever, and then bring it to that stable, and then he gave you the royal the saddle and stuff like that to put on it.
Nice.
So yeah, I just kind of been working on that game, still enjoying it. I've been wanting to go back to it and try to beat some of the stuff I haven't yet. So I was doing that. And then I played something else on Switch. What was it now? I haven't beat Lightfall yet. The final, I think it's the final boss, is pretty hard, but I did get this is a longer boss battle because there's a lot of sequences in between before you can actually do an attack on them. Because it's basically a whole stage of sequences, and then he tries to suck you up, and then you've got to do your square, that sword looking attack with the square block, and then you hit him, and then he falls down, and then it goes through more sequences and throws in different kinds of things that you have to dodge and stuff like that. And I've gotten most of it down, but it gets to the point later on where there's some sequences that if you don't time it just right, that, it can be very difficult. He does this thing where he'll shoot a whole bunch of these white fireball type things everywhere, and you've got to try to run from one side of the screen all the way to the other and just make it as these ball things are coming down at you. And it's I'll beat it eventually, but it's kind of one of those things where I'll try a bunch of times and then I just got to take a break. And then I'll try it again. And, after a while, I've been progressing further and further and further through the stages. But I think I was probably pretty close to the end the last time that I played it. But it's kind of been one of those things where I'm just playing it when I have some free time or whatever. I haven't really been sitting down, trying to beat it yet, quite yet. So there's that, yeah, and then obviously from last week, our episode of Arsenal X, I've been playing Sleeping Dogs.
Yes.
And I started out really, really not liking that game. But it's getting better as I progress and unlock more moves and things like that. But and I've talked Ed's ear off about this, but there's the one thing I really still cannot get used to is the reversal mechanic. There's you gotta press Y. Each character that you're fighting, will have this red outline that goes around them, signaling that they're gonna be the next one to attack. And so then when you see that red around a character, you're supposed to hit Y to reverse it. But what happens is sometimes I'll be in a combo attack, on a guy, and then it will switch over to the guy that was about to attack, and I'll kick him, but then I pressed Y already to try to reverse it, but I canceled his attack, so then my guy just sits there and looks around for a second or two. And leaving me kind of if they were to try to attack me at a certain time, they'd be able to attack me, and I wouldn't have enough time to push the reverse button again to try to reverse it. And so that happens quite a bit. And then a lot of times I'll push the button to reverse it, and sometimes it just won't do anything, even though I'm pushing it at the same time that I always would. And it most of the time will work, but it's just randomly. Sometimes it just decides to not do anything.
And because we was talking because you haven't played the Arkham games from Batman, so you're not.
I did a little bit, but I because I think I have one of them on my Xbox that I just never got around to playing.
Okay. Yeah, because if you're not used to the Arkham combat, you probably, of course, before people say, well, you should have played the Arkham games to know how the combat is. I was just like, well, if you haven't played it, you wouldn't understand this control mechanic is sleeping dogs when it comes to the fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like in general like that kind of game, like with a lot of fighting mechanics, like hand-to-hand type stuff. I'm not just really used to in general. So yeah, I mean, it was a little bit out of my comfort zone playing this type of game. But like I said, I'm enjoying it much more now than in the beginning. And I guess like I told Ed the other day where I was in the storyline, it sounds like I'm like close to half done with it. So
yeah, and that was the challenge, just to go through the game to get the story.
Yeah.
And then because I'm going to talk about what I've been playing when you get a chance. But that's the reason why I challenged you about it, because I think it's good for you to get out of your comfort zone sometimes to play different games.
Yeah, because I really don't, to be honest. Like I do try different styles of games, sometimes. But I like, my problem is I have a habit of like when I don't have a lot of time to play, a lot of times I just go back to stuff that's like just easy to pick up and just play, and like, and I don't tend to go to story driven games usually when I don't have a lot of time. Like I sold my copy of Witcher 3 and I probably only played like 15-20 minutes of it.
That's the game I need to tackle.
Yeah, right. It's just too much for me.
This is how bad it is. I got I got the regular and complete editions. I got physical and digital on Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
at least
get them before they was gone.
Yeah. Well, and at least like with you having it digitally, if you really wanted, you could always sell one copy, and then you're always gonna have it. But yeah, I ended up getting it physical because I literally I bought it like for $15, I think it was. I like got it for a steal when I found it, and so that's why I didn't feel too bad selling it again. So because I really didn't spend a whole lot of money on it to buy it. So
yeah, I got it for cheap. So like like the complete one I got like for free. So I was just like, well, we might as well get it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Free is good.
Free 99.
Free 99. Nice.
So yeah, that's basically what I've been playing.
Nice. Ed, what about you? What have you been playing?
Okay, so I'm going to actually go with Switch last, but for Xbox One, I've been playing Naruto Shippuden.
Yep.
And that's my challenge that I have, and really enjoying the game. I'm only like 12% in the story. I'm like 12%. How the heck how long is this story? Because I think there's one part where it splits where you can play a good and bad. So I haven't did that bad part story, but I'm really enjoying. I actually had to go to the tutorial and try to figure out how do you play this game, because they don't the tutorial, there isn't a section for it. Yeah. So you kind of got to go through like different options to find it, and it was just like, this is weird. Like, I understand it's not too complicated, but I'm like, they could have did this separate. Like, you could have been like tutorial.
Yeah.
Bam. That's how you play the game.
Yeah, it's not complicated, but it's complex, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a complexity to the like how you do your attacks and things like that. But it's but at the same time, it's kind of easy to learn. Like, but it's just a matter.
It is. I think the when I mean complicated, it's just the menu stuff, just to get to the tutorial. That's the complicated part. Yeah. It's pretty much not that many moves or anything, so it's not really that challenging to learn the game. But it was just like, I don't understand this stuff because you just didn't give me the tutorial. Like, they put the actual like fighter move, the one hit combos and stuff like on A, and it's just like what the heck. And then they put everything else on other buttons. And sometimes when you press the other button, it look like they did nothing. So you're kind of confused to be like, what? Like I would have understood if it was like a 3D action brawler, arena brawler, like Bayonetta or something like that. It just feels weird that it's a fighting slash beat 'em up that kind of does it with quick time events at times. It's just like this is weird, but I'm enjoying the game. I loving that. Started up Fortnite with the guys, and I'm enjoying Fortnite. I enjoy Fortnite over PUBG. I have reasons, but I was having fun with that game. Truly was enjoying it. Played Gears of War 4 and Gears of War 1. Played Halo 5. Played Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, and I'm trying to get through this game, but I might have to stop and like take it off my Xbox because it's making my eyes watery. Like it's giving me red eyes at times because I think of the shaky cam. Like, and it might be that filter, and I'm not too close to my TV screen. I'm away, so there'll be times I'm in a fight and I start tearing up, and I gotta pause it and let my eyes rest. And every time I try to go back, it's just like this camera thing. It might be the filter, because if I'm playing Gears of War and stuff, I have no problem. If I'm playing Halo, I have no problem. And it's just like, what the heck is going on? So. But I'm going to try to get through it. It's in the running for Review a Bad Game Day later on this year. Because this earns some jank and this earns some garbage commentary. Not like PUBG. I have reasons for that, but Dog Days is. It's a mess. For PS4, went back to God of War to collect some more things. Even though I beat the game, I'm probably gonna do it a new game and put it on easy. Since they did follow mode, because I want to do some. I want to get to a certain part in the game. That makes the game look monochromatic and take some pictures with it. Santa Monica did a really good job with what they did, the way that they did their light and shadows, the black and whites and that thing. And then throwing in some gold at times. It looks really good. So I want to do some photo mode stuff with that. Play Hyper Light Drifter on PS4. Was really feeling that game, really loving it. It was so good. And that's pretty much. And Batman: The Telltale Adventure I also played on PS4. I'm just playing it because I got it for free, and I kind of just want to get the trophies for it. I think this playthrough, because I beat it on Xbox One. I'm trying to be evil, like like a real bully, a real dick and stuff. So I'm doing it on that system. For Switch, just been playing Breath of the Wild. Man, just like literally trying to get to different towers and open up the map and stuff. And I'm still finding things that I just never found on the Wii U version. And I'm just like, where was this here? I'm like, how did I miss this? And so I'm just like, wow, this game is so good, and it gives me it's challenging me still that I'm finding stuff like that. I really can't wait till I get to the one dungeon with the ninjas. I can't think of their names, but when they see the bananas, they be like, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah.
I love it. I think they're so cool. So, but yeah, playing that. Played Graceful Explosion Machine. Was trying to get my score up and talk about that game. It is so hard. You guys will see when we premiere our Nindies showcase. When you guys will see it.
June 23rd.
Yes. That's one thing about me and Corey have, is that we'll play games and sometimes we'll get apart. And this is bad for me. I'll get apart because I'm focusing, and I'll stop talking and stuff. You can see it on Pod to Play Season 2. But you guys should really check out. Got a good discussions on those games. And so I'm trying to play, and I'm messing up, and I'm just like, I can't talk while not focusing on this game. So, but still enjoying that game. Mighty Gunvolt Burst. I started up and still started playing, like beat actually a level at a restaurant. We went to this place called the Backyard Steakhouse. Dude, I ordered a burger from there, and they got some good seasoned fries. I was down for the count. I got home and I disappeared into darkness. I was just like, yeah. But while I waited for my food, I started playing Mighty Gunvolt Burst, and dude, that game is really good. I'm really feeling this game. I'm just like, I like this. This is kind of cool. I did take like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with me, and Mario Rabbids and Bayonetta 2. I took all of those games with me and everything. And I was just like, I might not even play this because while waiting also with the food, after I got done with Mighty Gunvolt, like I said, I was playing playing Breath of the Wild. So, but that's pretty much what I've been playing. My goal actually this week is to really beat a lot of Switch games and get through Naruto. At this time, I'm going to play through the Batman Telltale game, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for PlayStation, because I'm getting ready to do my backlog bash blowout for Optional Opinion. So I'm getting ready for that because I have one game planned for Xbox, but I got to do something for Wii U, Switch, and PlayStation 4. So I just can't wait to do that. That's gonna be so fun. Yeah, I would do Mario Rabbids, but I want to enjoy that game in my own time because I might have to return to that this week and just power through it so I could beat this game.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward, like, because we talked about doing the games, and ours for Corey was to play Saints Row 2, and I kind of want to go and play that now, cause like that's all I've been thinking about since bringing it up, because it's such a good game.
I probably won't start. I was gonna go to GameStop and get it, but I'll probably do that on Monday. Well, the day after this recording, I'll probably go there and pick it up, see if it's like $3 or $4, and then just buy the game and play it. I want to play the third though. I like the third because I think the third is like 4 players.
But I think the third is 4-player. You can play multiplayer on it.
These hoes ain't real hoes. I love when they at the party and the girls start shooting. I'm sorry, everybody, not to be saying this on Power Block, but that is definitely like that quote and driving the tiger around and it's wiping at you. I was just like, what is this game? And I picked it up and played it, and I fell out laughing. I'm like, oh, I guess that's why like Saints Row 4. It's okay, but it loses that edge. Yeah. Where 3 is just fall out funny throughout the whole game.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are definitely amazing games. Like, yeah, I'd like to play both of those again.
So, because I'm not ready for. Because I'll probably jump into. I'm sorry, Corey. That's the thing. I probably won't jump into Mass Effect until by the time Anthem comes, and we'll probably talk about that on Arsenal X. But I probably won't jump into Mass Effect until like November or December, because I want to go through that whole trilogy again, and see if I could remember some of the choices. Man, Mass Effect 2 is just so good. So, but that's all I've been playing. Sorry. I can't with you.
Well, since we're 25 minutes into the episode, I'm going to stick with only Switch, what I've been playing on Switch, since, it's a Nintendo show. I've been playing a little bit of Lightfall and a little bit of Super Meat Boy, and that's kind of it. I mean, I haven't really been getting a lot of time to play games lately just because, well, like games for myself, because every time I have time to play games, I'm trying to make sure it's stuff that we can use for, the either squad goals or Royale with Cheese or NGR plays or, pod and play, all that kind of stuff. So
Forgot that we played Helldivers. That's right.
Yeah. I saw you post something in one of the Facebook groups today, and Adrian replied to you like, no. And I'm just like, well, I think it'd be fun. But
when does the Helldivers thing come up? Like
it goes up on Wednesday.
Will that be it?
When this episode goes up, it'll be up tomorrow. So check that out on Wednesday at 10 or at noon in place of 20 questions, because they didn't play it on the episode I wasn't on, so I'm replacing 20 questions with that. So that'll go up on Wednesday at noon. So right after Trophy Hunters at 10. So check it out. But yeah, that was a good time. But I haven't had a lot of time to play games for myself in the recent memory. I mean, not that like last night wasn't fun or anything. I just I haven't really had anything that I don't want to talk about stuff that people will end up seeing. So, we play a lot of Halo, played a lot of Fortnite and Gears. So, but we'll save that conversation for Arsenal X because it was a good time.
Yes.
But as far as Switch goes and 3DS goes, I haven't really touched anything.
Until the 24th of this month.
What's the 24th of this month? What are you talking about? Hold on. Oh! It's in the news. We'll get there. So what is happening? Oh, okay.
It might be 24th or 29th, but yeah.
So anyways, it's the 24th. I have it on my calendar. So.
Oh, trust me. Because, Jesse, there's a calculate of games that got announced. It's coming around that day. And it's just dang! You take Dark Souls away, then you give us all of these gems.
Yeah, so we're actually going to get into that. Let's get into our news bits, unless anybody has anything else that they've been playing that they really want to talk about.
The only thing that I played today, we went to the arcade place again and I played some arcade games, and then mostly though I played like the ones to win tickets, and there's this one where you had to bounce the ball, and there's different fish bowls that with different ticket amounts in it or whatever, and I got the jackpot on that one, which was 350 tickets or something like that.
Dang.
And then the one right next to it was this pirate themed one where you had to spin this wheel and there was numbers on them, and then there was one that had a diamond on it that said bonus. And I ended up on the first try. I got the bonus on that, which was the jackpot for it. So that was I think 175 tickets or something like that. So I'm I should maybe think about gambling or something today because I'm doing good. I have luck today.
It's always a good time when you win tickets.
Yeah, because we ended up all together, we're pooling all of our tickets together. I think we had almost 2,000. So we did pretty good.
Nice. Nice. Man, I can't wait for N++. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that stupid game to come to Switch. All right, let's get into some of these news bits here. There's quite a lot to discuss, actually. So, if my web browser would load, that'd be great. It'd be super, super great. Okay, so let's start with some Xenoblade Chronicles 2 news.
Yes.
Data miners have... This comes from Nintendo Life. This is only a rumor, but it's Data miners have uncovered the details of story DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is already a staggering, expansive game on its own, made even more so by the game's New Game Plus mode added last month, but Monolith has been progressively adding even more content to the game through DLC releases. These additions have largely been superficial, mostly blades and items and such, but an upcoming update will be adding a new chapter that adds new story content. Though the update still isn't out. Wow, stumbling over my words. Though the update still isn't out yet, data miners claim they have found information for the most recent patch, which leaked details of forthcoming extra chapter. Apparently, a chapter would take place during the Aegis War, before the events of the game, and will be tossing the driver blade mechanic from the core game. Instead, you'll directly control characters like Mithra, Adam, and Laura, all of which will have 7 arts. Blade data for Jin, Hayes, Malus has also been spotted, suggesting that you can obtain them. Also, Shulk and Fiora will apparently be blades as well. Shulk, of course, says, "I'm really feeling it." Now none of this is official yet, but it certainly should lead to some interesting revelations if the data mine is accurate. So, cool. I mean, I think this is the way you do expansions or tell stories and prequels to try to connect things together. So what do you guys think about this?
I think it's part of Monolith Sauce and Nintendo Season Pass. Well,
it is part of it.
Well, I mean, only because like some of the content that they've been giving out has been free, and I don't know, they haven't been rolling out major big things from their Season Pass. They rolled out 1 or 2 of them with some characters, but like not actual game DLC that you could like go in and play a section that wasn't in the main game. So I think if this is true, they may show it at E3. If not, I think we'll probably get something in a Nintendo Direct. But this is good for people who got the Season Pass and stuff. So, and I think this content is probably, I think just from this alone, that's another 8+ hours that they're going to add to the game.
Yeah, I mean, probably more if they really want to start grinding stuff out. But
yeah.
What about you, Jesse? What do you think about Xenoblade Chronicles adding hours of gameplay to an already 200+ hour game?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, but I still need to play that game. Like I think my friend Pat has it. I should see if he I don't remember I think he bought it physically. I should see if maybe he would let me borrow it sometime or play it like when he's over here sometime, bring it over and so I can try it, because I've been wanting to play that game, but I just don't have the funds to get. There's so many games for Switch that are like in my wish list, and that's one of them. Yeah. I still want to get that game. Yeah,
I mean, it was a game I was super excited for, and then I played for like 10 hours, and then we started cranking out more shows and more content, and I just, it's one of the many games I've purchased and just have gotten lost to the wind because of other things. Yeah, I mean, I would be excited if I played more of this game, but I just haven't. I wish I had, but I just haven't. So, okay, let's get into some of these. Usually we don't really talk about a lot of game releases on here, but there have been a lot of interesting titles being brought up in the news, being released on Switch or are coming to Switch. So let's start with Minute. Minute is coming to Switch later this year. This is from Game Informer. Minute, the 60 seconds at a time adventure game, is coming to Switch later this year. The news came from Nintendo's Japanese indie show, which revealed Minute coming to the system later this year. An English announcement is likely to follow, but for now, Minute is on its way to the system. The game was built on Game Maker, which recently got official Switch support and the promises of an export to Switch feature as a result of the partnership between Nintendo and game engine creator Yo-Yo Games. So, I've heard a lot of good things about this game. A lot of people seem to like it.
Yeah.
So basically, the premise of the game is you only have a minute at a time to explore an area or get to like a certain area of the game, and then you die, and then you start as a new character, go collect your stuff, and people are like, well, how do you move forward in the game when you only have a minute? Well, there's different sections of the game where you can create a home base, and your mission is to explore and find these home bases, and then you can spawn at these different home bases to then explore the area around it. So that's kind of the point of the game. It's not very long. I've heard it's only about 2-3 hours long, but it's a cool concept. So and the art direction is very monochromatic. It's literally just black and white. So, and it's already available on PC and Xbox One and PS4. So but anyways, you guys excited for Minute?
I am. I want to play it. It's getting a lot of good exposure, and I think it's going to do I think it's going to do better sales on Switch than it will on the other platforms.
You mean like
a lot of
everything
people,
else?
Right. I mean, a lot of people are not talking about it. It came out. It did good. Like, people got the word out, but they didn't. It just feels like mouth-to-mouth marketing didn't do so well. Where I think when it comes out on Switch, I think there's going to be a lot of talk, and if it sells well, we'll see more pieces of this game being sold on Switch. So
I've only really heard about it through like a couple of podcasts that I listen to. Like, at least those guys are talking about it on podcasts, but yeah, otherwise I other than that, I probably wouldn't have heard about it had it not been for the podcasts that I listen to. So yeah, but it does definitely sound like it's something like right up my alley. Like, I do like, I'm just starting to get into that, like those kind of games, and like the what are they called, the rogue games or whatever,
the roguelikes.
Yeah, so like that kind of stuff I've just kind of started getting into within the last like year or two. So
yeah, I just I don't know, it doesn't really interest me, but I think it's cool that it's finally coming to Switch, because it seems like the perfect Switch game, because you only have about a minute at a time to accomplish something, and then speaking of games coming to Switch, the Bloodstained stretch goal game, Curse of the Moon, the 8-bit retro-style action spin-off game, coming right before Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, is coming to Switch on the 24th of May, alongside Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger, which is also coming to Switch. So that's cool. I like the Gunvolt games. I'm interested in Bloodstained, although this looks more of it like the NES Castlevanias than it does a more traditional Metroidvania game. Right down to like the background and lantern designs and like
to the bat.
Yeah.
But I think this is good. I will say that they push this for Switch when it comes to marketing, because they make sure that.
Well, the big thing was like they wanted it to come to 3DS as kind of like this weird little spin-off game, and then they pushing it to Switch as well was wish the company that made the system took that into consideration with Metroid, but we'll let it go for now.
Yeah. Well,
Luigi's Mansion.
It's Anti-Creates, I think, doing both games. No, Anti-Creates is doing Gunvolt, and
they're both. NT Creates is doing both games.
It's doing both games. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think because how well Switch is doing, and so many small projects when they're doing positive, it's all thanks to the Nintendo Switch. So to feel like that they're going to get some guaranteed good sales, they're marketing the word Switch, because I haven't seen them say come to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, the PC. Nope, Switch is the only one, unless when the other places are talking about it, they be like, this game is coming out, that's it. And I'm like, okay, if you're pushing this really on one system, even though it's coming out on everything else, you're banking on this game to sell more on this system, because you know that fan base will eat the game up. And at least if it doesn't sell well on anywhere else, it's sold well on this platform.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in the Gunvolt game than the than the Bloodstained game, but I want to see how it goes. So I'm gonna read the Nintendo Life article real quick, and then we'll get Jesse's take on it. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a retro-style action spin-off of sorts that was originally promised as part of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Kickstarter campaign in 2015. Developed by Konami legend Koji Igarashi, a producer of the Castlevania series for almost 20 years, the game's crowdfunding campaign went on to raise a staggering $5.5 million, hitting the stretch goal to make this second smaller project possible. Players will take control of one of 4 characters that can be interchanged at any time during gameplay: the sword-swinging exorcist Zangetsu, the whip-wielding heroine Miriam, the magic-using alchemist Alfred, and Gable, who can turn into a bat and take to the skies. You can experience multiple endings depending on how you interact with the game's characters. It will release on Switch and 3DS for $9.99 on the 24th of May. And then Luminous Avenger is the new title in the Gunvolt Universe series, which began back in 2014 with Azure Striker Gunvolt on 3DS. This new title sees Gunvolt series anti-hero Copen take the starring role, and more details surrounding the character's involvement are expected to be revealed over the summer. Little else has been shared about the new title. So it is, except it's more of a Mega Man-inspired action platformer, similar to previous entries in the series. So, yes, more Gunvolt. Jesse,
Yes.
are you excited?
The Bloodstained,
Either
the Bloodstained. Oh well, yeah. I mean the other one I don't know a whole lot about, but like the Bloodstained one, I really like the art style in that kind of game. Like it looks really cool. Like I don't know, just yeah, like it does remind me a lot of like Castlevania almost, like with the backgrounds and like kind of the areas you're in.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I bet it sounds like an
I'm sure
NES
it'll be
Castlevania game. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I think that's might be what it sounds like.
Shoot.
At first, I'm just like, ooh, this is on like shuffle night level of good music. I'm like, this sounds good. Soundtrack is kind of banging.
Man. So, speaking of games coming to Switch, the game I am most excited for and have been begging to come to Switch since the Switch was announced.
Joke.
This also, yeah. Seriously, go back and listen to probably an April
Tomb Raider?
April episode. Well,
No.
let's not get that excited.
We're still praying on that.
Just go back to an episode in April or May of last year and check it out. But N++ Ultimate Edition backflips onto Switch later this month. This comes from Nintendo Life. If you like rock hard platformers and ninjas, then you'll no doubt be delighted to hear that the lovely folks at MetaNet Software are bringing the wonderful N++ Ultimate Edition to the Switch eShop on May 24th. N++'s bite-sized gameplay sessions are ideal for gaming on the go, and exhilarating local co-op and competitive multiplayer are perfect fit for the portable powerhouse. MetaNet has stripped down the classic 2D platformer to the core elements and injected some parkour acrobatics. So every moment you'll be spending playing N++ will be intuitive, thrilling, and pure fun. The control of N++'s Ninja is where the gameplay really shines. As you play and your skills grow, your ninja feels more and more effortlessly badass. While the game is minimalist on the outside, MetaNet has packed a lot into N++ Ultimate Edition. Over 100 plus eye-catching, fun lockable color schemes, and bask your ears in the splendor of over 6 hours of the best futuristic, atmospheric electronic music from the boutique labels around the globe. Yes. There are 4,340 handcrafted levels in all that will keep you playing for weeks, as well as the game's map editing feature where you can download new maps on a daily basis.
Over 4,000 levels. That's insane.
You can play with friends in local multiplayer co-op and race modes with your Joy-Cons. You won't find a multiplayer game that tests the limits of your friendship quite like N++, or play through the lengthy and challenging solo and hardcore campaigns. If that's still not enough, you can create and share your own devious levels with other players worldwide using the level editor. Also coming soon to N++, the entirety of N+ level campaigns.
and they threw it on Twitter and they're just like N++ coming to Switch May 24th. That's it. Wait, what? Like, I seen that. I got on Messenger and was like, Corey, N+, like, broke everything down. I think it took Corey about like to his lunchtime to realize, like, okay, cool. Wait, what? I was just like, dude, yes, it is dropping. Like, and I was on it on NGR Facebook page, dropping like all these announcements because it was just like all of this stuff is coming to Switch. Like, this is pre E3 for us.
Yeah, I mean, this is the announcement that I've been hoping for like, I don't know, way too long, literally way too long. Oh man. I am so excited for this game. Like, man, I'm so excited. Thank you. There is a God, and He loves me dearly. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Right. By allowing the developers to put the publisher put N++ on the video game
Look,
system.
now all I need is a physical edition of this and Shovel Knight and Hyperlight Drifter, and I can die a happy man. I'm just saying. Just be a happy man. So, who's as excited as I am? No one? Okay. Well, that's fine.
N++ physical won't be out until September.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. But you know what? I don't even care. Buy it twice. # buy it twice.
Oh, people will. Those who are committed to N++, they will.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, I'm so excited, though. Like, when Ed told me, I was like, ooh, I got real excited. Like real excited. Like, real excited. Could have made another baby excited. But, yeah. So, N++ coming to Switch May 24th. I think it's $19.99. So, dude, 4,300 levels. So excited.
Nintendo is going to kill this summer, even before we get into fall.
Ugh, man. Speaking of Nintendo killing it, this comes from Nintendo Today. GameStop lists 15 unknown Switch games in their database. E3 is coming next month, and if GameStop's internal tracking system is to be believed, there are going to be a bunch of new Switch games announced. GameStop has added 15 new, unique Switch game SKUs to their database, each with placeholder release date. What those games could be is up to anyone's guess, but chances are a lot of them, if not all of them, will be revealed at E3 next month. So, not surprising. I mean, these brick and mortar stores have these conversations months in advance, even before E3, and probably, before the year even starts. And GameStop's, like it or not, is one of the biggest game stores in the world, obviously, because they specialize in it. But, adding 15 new SKUs to pre-order, it's good news for us. I bet Bethesda's bringing games to Switch.
Oh yeah, I think Rockstar Take-Two got some games with this Steve too.
Yep, I bet the BioShock collection is coming. I bet Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming. I bet Red Dead Redemption 1 is coming from Take-Two. I bet Borderlands is coming.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I bet Borderlands is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
Nah.
I don't know if it's going to be 3, but I bet it might be 1 or the Handsome Collection will come.
Gearbox
Yeah.
is not going to do it. Brandon Pitchford,
Ed.
he has no interest in really bringing games to Switch. If that, trust me, Borderlands.
I don't trust
the
anything you
Borderlands
say.
But the Borderlands collection would have already happened.
No, it wouldn't
That
have. They
would've already-
no, because you know how many games came to Switch late
When
because
LA Noire could be released and announced for Switch before Borderlands, LA Noire wasn't a big game on
but
PlayStation
Rockstar
3.
has a ton more resources than Gearbox does. Let's be honest.
Gearbox had. Come on now.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Rockstar's 1,000 times bigger than Gearbox ever will dream to be.
Well, yeah, because they make one game. And Gearbox is suffering still from Alien Colonial Marines. So,
Nope, I bet Gearbox is bringing Duke Nukem 5.
oh
Duke
no.
Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
No, Gearbox.
Did you
Gearbox is-
remember when Randy Pitchford compared Duke Nukem Forever to Half-Life, which
Oh my goodness.
don't get me wrong,
He's
I
so-
think Half-Life is an extremely overrated game, but I mean Duke Nukem Forever was not.
Yeah.
I played it and I loved every minute of it, but that doesn't mean it was a good game. Oh
Yeah.
man, I loved
Yeah,
it.
I
loved
played
though.
it. I
Duke
played
Nukem's
it, but
awesome.
I never beat it.
Oh, Duke Nukem's awesome.
I
Can't wait.
No.
I want more Duke Nukem. Honestly, I think they saw.
Forever.
Honestly, I think they saw what they did with Doom and Wolfenstein. And like, I bet we can try to at least do that. And then they're just, I bet it won't turn out how they want it to. Rip Duke.
Yeah,
But-
it was a good concept. I always loved the Duke Nukem games. It
Well,
was
the
hilarious.
problem is that game was in development across 3 generations. Like, it
Yeah.
was supposed to be released on N64. Like, you can't.
Yeah,
You
they-
should have just scrapped it and started over. Like, I don't know. Like, Bulletstorm was way more of a Duke Nukem game than Duke Nukem was, which is probably why they remastered it and put Duke Nukem in it. But
Yeah, and somehow Bulletstorm still didn't sell.
because it's Bulletstorm.
And the
Nobody knows
remaster
what it
didn't
is.
sell.
Not that it's a bad game or anything, but like, it's Bulletstorm. When you, it sounds like a fake game people play in really bad sitcoms on CBS. Like, I don't know what you want. Oh. Speaking of sitcoms, not really a sitcom, but somebody said that in some really popular TV show, somebody was playing Rage with a light gun in a podcast recently. I was like,
wow.
huh, interesting. I didn't know that existed. Oh, man, video games and TV, man, just, whew. Somebody was playing a PS2 with an Xbox 360 controller and getting all them bleeps and bloops from Atari. So, that happened.
I used to play
that
this,
happened.
I used to play the Sega Master System with the Atari controller
Well,
because they both had the same input.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I remember.
nobody played Master System. Nobody wants Enduro Racer.
All of us played Master System.
I'll just,
3 out of 3 here did.
It's fair. I do own a Master System. So,
I used to own 2 of them.
well, that's a problem. Ah, man. There's we kind of tackled the big stuff. There's not really a lot more to really talk about in terms of news. I'm sure something big will happen tomorrow.
Well, the one thing that dropped today
What dropped today?
with the NES Classic.
Oh yeah, the NES Classic is coming back on June 29th. So
Oh, okay.
if you want to grab one, now's your
They're
chance.
gonna be, yeah, they're gonna be available year round. So
Yeah, I mean that's good. I think it's good. Nintendo is losing a lot of money from that, so not having them out at least. So
yeah, and they extended both the Super Nintendo also that they're all gonna be year round. So
yeah,
they're not limited anymore, everybody. So if you want one, go get it.
yep. So
Yeah. Too bad for the people who spent like $300 or whatever for that first one.
yeah,
That's why I don't don't buy stuff like that. That's jack the price up like that. Either it comes back and I buy it when it's a reasonable price again, or I just don't. Like
the reason why I got one. The only reason why I got one is because this man over here got me one. Literally the only reason why I got one.
Yeah.
And the Super Nintendo one, of course, me and Corey had to get it. Definitely, yay! I gotta come back to Cleveland. Can't wait. Not Cleveland. I'm sorry. Come back to Ohio. Was that they had the games that I wanted, and I played on the Super NES. Like most of the NES Classic, all those games I beat like with ease. I'm like, I've done all of this, so.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't need them.
I think this week I'm going to start playing some classic games because I've really been wanting to get back and doing stuff like that. Just because there's so many games. Like, I mean, I was at that age when Super Nintendo was out. Like, even when I got a Super Nintendo, I could only afford a handful of games or would have to wait till Christmas or whatever. And at that point, I was trying to get N64 games, so I really had to pick and choose. So, I also want to get my Wii U back out and go into Wii mode and get into those virtual console games too. So, because I mean, there's a lot of virtual console games that aren't on the classic systems that I would like to play. So,
yeah, I still got my Wii with my virtual console games.
Yeah,
need to hook it up.
I took my Wii U over to my parents' house so my cousins could play it. So,
nice.
But I need to bring it back because I have a lot to do before baby comes, and one of those is play a bunch of retro games.
One of those is for me to finish Tokyo Mirage Session, like literally.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
What I was wondering, did you guys already talk about them possibly not doing that anymore moving forward? Having the
virtual console,
virtual console.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about that
probably last week.
About last episode. So.
Oh, okay.
Friday's episode? I think we talked about it.
Okay.
But I mean, we could talk about it a little bit more since it is a popular topic. And actually, you know what, Jesse? What are your thoughts on it? What do you think?
Well, just kind of going from like what they like, because it's hard to say what they're gonna do, but like I still think what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna like they'll dig deeper into Super Nintendo and stuff like that eventually, but like with the how like they're releasing a bunch of the original NES games with the monthly subscription or whatever. I'm guessing that what they're gonna do is it won't actually be games you can buy per se, by themselves, but they will have a catalog of games that you can play through the monthly subscription. Like, I'm guessing that's what they're gonna kind of try to do, and so there technically won't be a virtual console, just like in the way that we know it, it has been in the past.
Well, it's their version of Game Pass, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like a buffet of games, and they'll be there for a certain amount of time, then they take them off, and then they'll put some new ones up. So that's pretty much what they're just doing.
I was thinking about that after we talked about it the other day too, Ed, and you brought up Game Pass, and I think that's a good point. I think Nintendo is trying to emulate Game Pass with their classic games, and I bet they'll just be on the eShop a la carte, and you can buy them, but if you subscribe to their online service, you'll get a discount, just like Game Pass.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I mean, I hope that's how it is, because there's a lot of games that I would like to try but don't want to pay for. But then there's also the games that I just want to own and make sure they're just on my system at all times.
And may I add that?
Nope.
This is what I just want to add. Punk. I think even if they bring this to 3DS, like your online, this online service of the games and stuff, if it goes to 3DS, since 3DS life is going to be extended, if you have the online functionality and you sign in and 3DS recognizes it, you can just switch between both systems. So I mean, they're doing that with Monster Hunter Ultimate 4. You could transfer your save data to your Switch. So why not be able to do almost like a Netflix thing where you play a game, you pause it, and then you can pick it up on another system if you're like somewhere else online.
Yeah. Yep.
Like the only thing that I think is kind of a bummer is like with the how popular the Switch is and how well it's selling. Like I know they don't really have any like it would probably, I don't know if it would really cost them a lot of money, but like I'm kind of bummed. Like me personally, I didn't really spend a whole lot of money ever in the virtual console stuff, but it's kind of a bummer because this could have been their chance to like really like make a major impact,
But when these games has been on past systems released many times, you have to rebuy them. Nintendo feels like, okay, we kind of made you pay for these, because think about it, you paid $20 for Mario Brothers on 3DS. The game was hidden in Animal Crossing on GameCube. You bought it for Wii, you bought it for Wii U, you bought it for 3DS. Like, you bought the same game too many times, and Nintendo just like, we probably don't want to do that. We could offer our customers a better solution. So within the $20 or whatever you pay, let's just give you guys these classic games because you bought them. You probably played them all. Like, why would you spend another $5 to play Mario that you beat it many of times just because it's on that system? I think they're trying to avoid that.
Well, no, that's what I was getting to, is like this could have been their opportunity to make it finally where the games that you had bought in the past, that you'd have them automatically instead of having to buy them again. I just think it's it's pretty crappy, like how many times people have had to buy the same game in order to continue to play them on the next system. Like I just wish that they would have maybe did something where a lot of those games are, not even all of them, but like maybe whatever games, like they could go back and look like whatever games sold the most copies or whatever, like just release those, and then anyone who already bought those would get them like straight up, like without having to buy them again for a third or fourth time.
Well, that's why I think when they're giving you these games, when you get the online service, that's part of the deal. So so all of that is like, they don't have to worry about doing transfers and stuff like that. Hey, if you want to play Mario Brothers with your friends online, we have that option because you're paying the $20 a year for it. We're giving you these games. You can play it online because we had to actually put work in to get this game to work online. And what if they did where you transfer the game and something messed up with the transfer? People don't want to go through all the 3DS mess that they had to do to transfer those games from one system to another. They just rather be like, we want to make it easy, simple, and we want to make it modern update. We just want to be like, put it on there, you play it. You can take it off when you're done. If you want to do a speed one with your friends, bam, there it is right there. Yeah, and this is just for the NES games.
Yeah, and that's it though. Is I'm hoping it's more than just NES games. I hope it's like,
yeah,
like
they're going to
eventually,
have more.
like I said, have more, like stuff from Super Nintendo and
that stuff will come. Yeah, so. I think they're probably going to just be adding. Because it might get a part where they do like 5 or 4 per system, like they switch it up. And I feel like 20 games on the platform per month or every 2 months, whenever they feel like they need to put another one off, would be fine. You get 20 different games from 20 different platforms, and if Sega or NEC, who did the TurboGrafx, if they want to get on it, bam, they can put those. If not so much Neo Geo because they're doing a lot of their arcade games through Hamster, but like if Data East or IRM, like stuff from the 80s and 90s, they want to put on the system, bam, there you go. I think they're going to open it up more to other developers, because if Sega would literally be smart, if Sega definitely team up with Nintendo to get Dreamcast games on Switch. Oh yeah, that's going to skyrocket some Switches up because they're gonna be
Well,
like,
they've
well,
already said they're gonna do that with Sega
mhm.
Ages. So
Well, yeah, but like some of the Sega games are not going to get prints or might not ever get additional releases here. But if they could get like uh if they could get like Jet Set Radio on Switch for online. I mean, for part of their classics or the system, don't you know people will be like, yeah, okay, now we want to, you guys, come on, Sega, you can bring this game over. Shoot, I think people would even play the PC version of Panzer Dragoon for Sega Saturn. Like, that would be that literally would be pushing the envelope that people would definitely be like, well, we're not going to get more. There are going to be more purchases of Switch than PlayStation 4 or Xbox because now we pretty much got a lot of retro stuff in catalogs on our system per month. Don't you know how many folks would be like, can I get the Japanese version of this game or that game? And shoot, if you have to pay for a separate Japanese account, that's $40 a year. That's more money for Nintendo to get some
Well,
Japanese games. Heck yeah.
Well, or what they could do is they could, like since certain, like the newer games or the older games that are like known for multiplayer and stuff, adding the online feature, what they could do is any of the games that like the older games that don't have online, they can put their assets and having it so you can like switch, like have it where you can have the Japanese or the American version and like just switch between it. Like,
Yeah.
just take those games that were only in Japan and have them like dubbed or whatever, or at least have the
Well, see,
English subtitles.
when it gets to that, then that's when they can start charging for the game, like selling it. Because I think once localization comes into play, then that game needs to be sold because they need that money to pay for the localization. Now that's why I feel like with the online stuff, if if they could factor in the online, just the online portion only and get it working, I think some of the funds when people are playing per month or every 2 months, whatever that stuff, I think that little money could go to those developers and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I mean, because I would love to see, be like, okay, this is the last day of this game being on Switch. But if you guys want to own it, it's available for $49.99 or $15.99 or whatever, or $16 or whatever the price may be, if you want to buy it before we take it off the shop. And if you buy it now, still a chance to come to the eShop, but it'll come like 2 months down the line. And I think people would be like, oh, let me buy this game before it gets taken off.
yeah.
And I think people would do that. I mean, that would be smart on Nintendo and its partners. Like on the last day before they take it off. And I think they should take it off on a Friday and just be like, bam, if you want to buy it up, you can buy it before it's gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it takes off. I think this online service is going to just grow, and I think they're going to try to work it out as they go, and we'll see changes throughout the life where maybe a year from after it's, released, we won't even recognize what it is, similar to like, once this online launches, we won't recognize the eShop or what it looks like or anything either. So,
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see. But anyways, we're going to wrap up this episode of Nintendo Power Block. Remember, you can find Power Block every Tuesday and Friday here on youtube.com/NGR Radio and on ngrradio.com/Nintendo Power Block. Like, subscribe, and share. You can find it on your podcast service of choice. We are working on getting it onto Spotify as well for you Spotify users. So getting it on there actually helped Nerds Gone Rogue kind of go up in downloads, the primary show. So hoping to get the rest of the shows up there at some point. So check out Pod and Play Season 2. Our last episode is coming up this week of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Check out last week's episode in Hellblade. What?
That this is our last episode for Season 2.
I know.
I want to watch the playlist of all our games and hear all our discussions.
I know. And I'm working on getting them all on the website as well, which, Ed, we need to plan when we're starting Season 3 of that, and I got to get all those games ready for us as well. So, which reminds me, Assassin's Creed Rogue is on sale this week, so just because that's one of our games for Season 3. Spoilers.
What system?
Xbox One. The remaster.
Okay.
I think it's only $19.99 this week.
You know what? I think you might actually be right. You remember when you said that Ubisoft sale on PS4 was happening this week? It didn't probably be on Xbox. Yeah, let me check that out.
I know. I'm always right. You know how I know I'm always right? Because when I know I'm wrong, I just don't say anything. So that way I'm always right.
Yeah,
but
I need to go through the list because I need to find out what I need to do.
Download our family of podcasts on your podcast service of choice. Check out all of our content on our YouTube page. I'm working on getting the website ready to rock with the rest of our shows. I'm actually excited of what I've been doing with the website. It's pretty good. So, Jesse, I need to know if I should get you an account on our website. Not for like just writing or anything you want to do on the side or whatever. So
I might eventually. Because I just don't get time to like really sit down and do anything like writing.
I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of time to do that in about 2 months. Because I mean that's literally all I'm gonna be doing is sitting and watching this thing crawling around in my living room. This little.
You mean Mish?
Jeez, no. Don't. She's in trouble. She tried to escape the other day, but she's too fat and slow to escape, so she's just like waddles down the walkway. That's a story for a different time. So, Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @sub_humanist.
Nice. So nice and easy. I love that. I love it. Ed, I need to talk to you about optional opinion in a second. But anyways, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code, and you can check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and other podcast apps.
Yes.
I feel bad. I'm just like, well, I gotta plug my show too.
No, what? Anyway, you can find me at Corey and HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on a plethora of other content here on Nerds Gone Rogue. Like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/NGRradio. Just subscribe. It'll be a good time. I promise. You will not be disappointed with upcoming episodes of shows. I promise you will have a good time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next week. No, not next week. Friday. Wow. My brain. Till Friday. I love you. Goodbye. See you later.
Woohoo!